morning. I'm out here at Pec Wetlands this morning. I'm working on my week 9 photo. Gorgeous morning out here. Received a little bit of snow last night. Actually, probably more like ice. It's very hard. About a quarter-inch is all. Wasn't much, just enough to cover the ground. I'm looking for a very particular scene here this morning that I want to photograph. I brought the 8x10 Birkin James. It's back in the truck, and I'm out here looking to find my location, and then I'll go back and get the equipment, set it up. But it's a gorgeous morning for a walk out here. As you can see, the wetlands are just beautiful this morning. The trees glistening with some ice on them. Just saw a bald eagle eating a carcass of a deer or something back by the entrance. Lots of geese. Just saw a kingfisher. So it's a beautiful, very early spring morning here, and let's see if I can find my scene, and we'll get a shot taken. So I found my scene here, right behind me. I'm going to try to capture that reflection in this little creek here. It's the light is just gorgeous out here this morning, so I want to move pretty quickly before this light fades, before the sun gets too high. So I'm going to run back to the truck. I'm going to get my equipment, and we're going to set up and take a real nice reflection photo of that winding stream behind us. So here's our setup this morning. I got the 8x10 set up on a tripod. I've kind of focused half on the trees and half on the reflection so that it'll be a split frame. I'm shooting it in portrait format. I've metered it at f64 at about 2 seconds. With reciprocity, that works out to 14 seconds, and I'm going to shoot a second exposure at 4 seconds, which is a reciprocity failure of 40 seconds. So I'm going to have a 14 and a 40-second exposure. The light is fading quickly here, so I really want to make sure I get these photos taken. But the reflection with the long exposure should really smooth out the water, and I'm hoping I get basically a mirrored image, perfect, top to bottom, with the center of the frame being kind of right in, where's that? Right in that area. Now that little bump out in the creek there will be the center of the frame, and then we'll have half up and half down. Hopefully it'll be an exact mirror. So I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this real quick, and we'll be back. So here's the scene under the hood in the ground glass. As you can see, I've kind of split the frame in half by that little bump out in the creek there. This being the top portion, this would be the sky, and this would be the creek, the reflection, and I'm hoping to get an exact mirror image right there. So we'll see what we get. I'm shooting Delta 100 today. So all in all, it's just an absolutely gorgeous morning out here. The light is just spectacular. Man, I wish every morning was like this. It would make it so easy to get out and shoot. But that's hopefully what I'm going to capture, is right there. That beautiful reflection, beautiful sky. I contemplated throwing a red filter on to make the sky black, but I was afraid I would lose detail in those trees, and I think I'd rather have the sky be white than anything. And a blue sky will turn out white in black and white film. So that's the setup. Beautiful morning here at Pec Wetlands. Unfortunately, it's time to go to work. So I'm gonna pack it up here, and we'll probably develop some film later this afternoon, and we'll take a look at it. Again, that's a setup, and I will catch you all in the dark room. Well, I developed the film last night. Let it dry, got it on the light table here this morning. Again, 8x10 negatives never fail to impress me. Just the detail and the clarity is just spectacular. I'll bring the camera over here and let you take a look at these on the light table. Then I'm going to take them up and scan them, and we'll follow up the video with the finished prints. I think exposure A probably turned out a little bit better than exposure B. There was we did 14 seconds on A, 40 seconds on B. It was actually about a 1-stop difference. So I overexposed B by 1 stop. I don't know. We'll see when I scan them. We'll see when I reverse them what they look like. But just looking at them on the light table, I think A looks a little bit sharper, a little bit better. Might have been maybe some camera movement with the longer exposure, the 40 seconds. Not really sure, but I'm going to scan them. I'm going to follow up the video with the finished print and get ready for week 10. So exposure A here on the left, exposure B on the right. Both of them turned out pretty well, but I just think that that A turned out a little bit sharper. There's a lot of detail down in the foreground with the leaves and a little bit of snow there on the creek bank. The reflection is actually, I think the reflection might be a little bit better in B, but I think overall A is probably the print that I'm going to go with. We'll see what they look like after I scan them. We'll follow up the video, and we'll see you out there next week.